I think that's Vince's.
Probably me, yeah, hang on.
Back with another day of reading. Oh, I didn't hoot on. Uh-oh, mistakes were made.
Reds. Inside spread. Ivy's group is blue and purple, Smalls is red and yellow. Knockbacks. Chop.
Rigel.
I almost forgot to KBR and I thought I knew I was figuring something. Almost up to it.
First blue is south. Next blues are north and south.
I got north.
Last are southeast, southwest. dog.
My eyes weren't deceiving me. She was east instead, correct?
We're gonna dodge upcoming in the southwest.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
In relation to your
Sides and out. South. It'll be in enter after stations. Check your tether and number.
2.
Dodge and one's out. She's out. He's out. Southwest knockback. In enter. The end. Right line.
Rifle.
And tank buster, I will be cooldowning. Out enter for Lions. Out enter will be for Lions. Focus on Lions. There's Lions, and then knockback. These are knockbacks. Second Lions.
I'll enter.
Third Lions.
My second line was off, anyways. It's KB second line and
I was
then
what, second late on my knockback.
We're gonna do spread.
Shreds.
North, south, out, and then spread.
Rifle.
These are knockbacks.
Surprisal.
My dots mistimed. I thought I got it off. Yes, I wasn't in melee range when I did it. Problematic.
Fury really nuts. First blue is south. Second blue is north and south. Last are southeast, southwest.
Surprisal.
Sides and out. And south.
Still rotating relatively well.
Step shoes.
Two north of them.
One's out. Two's out. One's out. Southeast knockback. Insides. Alien protect cluster.
And enter.
Will be enter for lions. These are knockback. And second lions. Enter. And then third lions. No! Dodge the cleave. You can LB now. Provoking? Provoke this? No, too late. Yeah, that's the wave.
He's got something.
Oh, wait. Okay, good. I'm using... Oh, wait. Okay, good. You mechanics.
It's gonna be on the sides.
Sides for later. Sides for later. We're gonna spread upcoming. Out enter spread. Out.
Out.
Interspread.
Interspread. Oh, Jesus. He scares me.
We'll do inside stats coming up.
Inside stuff.
I am super full lighting, it's cooldowning.
Yeah, no. Enough damage.
You haven't plotted the plot.
No, he built the pots, not enough. Oh, did he do it? I think that's it.
What happened on Big Lions?
I was too slow.
Okay. So,
Where do I stand, Salty? Where do I stand for the cutscene?
You can't find us, I'm sorry.
Hey, I did it.
No, our
too
cutscene's
close.
ruined now.
It's too bright in the back now.
There's just too many onlookers now. It's awkward.
Or feels a lot more dialed in.
For basic
Oh, I'm there
relativity,
too.
are we just doing the toolbox strat?
Yes.
Okay. I took a look at that, and that was. It seems pretty straightforward as long as we.
Me and
It's-
you were flexing, right, for the ice towers?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is that just gonna be random on the DPS?
It's going to be random, yeah. So what makes sense to me is to put you and Saucy on the relative west hourglass, the one with the yellow tether,
Yeah.
by priority, and then if the two of you get it, I guess Saucy will flex.
Yeah, I'm used to flex.
The west hourglass?
You
Yeah,
always just go west hourglass if you get ice trees.
Relative to the yellow.
Right,
relative to the
one.
yellow hourglass. Yeah.
West. Okay, gotcha.
So-
So basically left of hourglass or left of yellow.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's really the only one that matters, to be honest. But, okay, so I hope everybody looked at basic. Did anybody not?
It's a lot.
No,
of
I
stuff.
just have
Good.
I just have a question on with the tanks, Matt.
Oh, well, we're going to go over it. We're going to go over it.
Okay.
So while we're going over it, everyone make sure to move your characters, so that we don't get kicked out. Not that it's going to take that long, but so just to recap what's happening during basic, the first thing to take note of is where the yellow hourglass is. So how do I get rid of these real quick? So let's say the yellow hourglass appears at A. So let's just say it's over there. That's our new north. And you can always tell where the yellow hourglass is because it's going to be perpendicular to the two hourglasses that are tethered with yellow. So she's going to tether two hourglasses with yellow, both of them across from each other all the time. So the yellow will always be either perpendicular left or perpendicular right from those two. Exactly. And there's going to be empty space across from it. So the DPS with ice need to figure out their priority. So again, that sounds like I'm giving life advice. So Saucy and Trance will always try to bait the hourglass that's going to be perpendicular west to the hourglass, and Mew and Taka will always try to bait the hourglass that's relative east to the yellow. So if Taka and Mew both have both have the ice, then one of y'all needs to go to the other side. What obviously works for this is if you guys just go and park yourselves like right here, relative to your hourglass when you notice that you have the ice. And that way you can say like, oh, there's two of us here, one of us goes across, and it's that simple. So Saucy can move across to the east, and I guess Taka, if you're fine, if you notice that you and me both have ice, can just go across to the one at B. And the only thing you have to do is, the only thing that it's kind of difficult because your timers won't line up with this, so better play it safe for right now. Those hourglasses, the ones on B and C, will fire off a laser at the closest player when they after I think it's 15 seconds, I don't know, 12 something, 10, I don't know. And so where you want to be basically when that laser goes off is like right here. You want to be pointing the hourglass like straight south or north, but it doesn't matter one way or the other, pointed away from everybody. And you also want to be away from everybody because you have an ice which could be exploding first, which means everywhere around you is going to be blowing up. So you don't want to be close to anybody else. Meanwhile, the rest of the party, the DPS that has fire and shit, will come and stack on the boss's hitbox in between her and the yellow hourglass. The only configuration in which you don't want to do this is if fire is the short mechanic, in which case priority groups again, y'all want to be like right here and right here with your fires, maybe even a little bit further away. Her hitbox is like
further than that. Yeah.
Her hitbox is like really fucking gigantic, so you can
If you're
easily
fire,
spread
are you
out.
able to hit the boss?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as
Just
she's
trying to figure out how
directly
far you should be.
center, as long as she's directly center, you should be able to, but just play it safe, especially if you have long fire, because then the party is going to be stacking right in the middle of the arena, and the last thing you want to do is
So
clean
then
everybody.
is it safer then to just be out further?
No,
Yeah.
you can keep max melee. You can definitely keep max melee, and there's still a little bit of room. Just make sure that you're like max melee.
Just
and,
make sure that
not
you're max melee and like away.
Oh, this is gonna be awkward because of jumps.
It's gonna be
Actually-
I would just hold those.
Yeah, where Matt has C and 3 are actually like perfect. Like that's right where you want to be with long fire.
Here, hold on. Well, yeah, it's fine. Just look at your fire timer for fire DPS is the only thing you need to worry about. So when your fire debuff explodes, just make sure that you're far enough away from everybody. When it runs out, I mean, make sure you're far enough away from anybody. It's the same size as like, as any other spread mechanic that we've seen. It's like 5 yalms. It's not big. It's not like enormous. So there's two configurations. Either the ice is going to be the short debuff or the fire is going to be the short debuff. So y'all never need to be afraid of like being close to the ice if you're fire, and vice versa, because they're not going to be going off at the same time. If fire is going off first, then let's say Mew's on 1, Taka's on 3, Trance is on C, and Sauce is on 2. That would be like a fine distribution as long as Trance and Taka are the ones with fire. After those first set of lasers, everybody's going to stack on the boss's hitbox, looking at her in front of the yellow mirror, and the healers are going to be baiting the second laser. So Small, you'll always be like max melee off to the west of the yellow mirror, and Ivy will always be max melee off to the east. And y'all will have either the gazes or the water debuff. And the only thing to know is that when your rewind debuff runs out, the gaze and the rewind run out at the same time, but you're always guaranteed to have a rewind, whereas you're not always guaranteed to have a gaze. If you have, like, just look at your rewind at that time, just turn around, just look towards the due east and west away from each other, because you don't want to risk getting doomed for right now.
Okay.
Later on, you can like look at the positioning and figure out how to arrange yourselves to where the two of you aren't in each other's field of vision. But for right now, it's like just turn around for that hot second and then turn back.
Okay. Do we have markers for the positions?
It's hard because the hourglass is always going to be in a random position. So there will be floor markings, but no markers.
Okay, but this is the general, like, the letters A, B, C, and D are the general.
They're too
distance,
close.
or-
They're too
okay.
close. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if this is the ball and this is
where I
another
am right
ball,
now.
this
Yeah,
is the
this
kind of
is
shaft.
yeah.
So if you stand
So-
like right in the shaft,
The
you'll be
the
fine.
the spoke of the wheel that intersects with this one is where you can stand in front of
Okay.
the hourglass that you're baiting, which will always be right here.
Okay.
Like, well, no, your hourglass will not always be right there, but you
yeah,
will
it
always
could
be right
be
here.
either 3 or 4.
Exactly. It'll either be either 2 or 3 if you were standing right here.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when the rewind debuff falls off, hopefully everyone's looking away from the gazes. If me and Vince are the ones with the gazes, we're just going to be stacked behind the two of you. And Vince, I recommend looking east or west, or for you look
This
east
fight
and I'll
just
look
feels like
west,
E2.
looking
Okay,
at the
so
boss.
Okay. So
So,
I'm
yeah.
looking east then. I'll be on this side. Okay.
Yeah, looking at the boss, you'll turn to the right, and I'll turn to the left. And you'll be
Okay.
to my right, and I'll be to your left. So just to make sure that we
Okay.
don't get doom. If you do look at the glare player, or players, you will get a doom and die. So the rewind, everyone move your characters real quick if I didn't already say that. When the rewind debuff falls off, it will snapshot your position, and the yellow hourglass will start casting a very large AoE. The party will just move out of it and stack directly in center, everyone besides the fires. If it's a long fire, you guys don't stack in the center, you guys just move out and fart with your fire out of the party. But regardless, make sure it's a tight stack in the center, because if it's a long blizzard, then we want to make sure that that donut doesn't clip anybody. For us, Vince, all we have to do is pay attention to which hourglasses are tethered with blue or purple, whatever fucking color you want to look at it as, and then just go bait those. You'll be relative, you'll be to your right looking at the boss, and I'll be to my left looking at the boss, and we just go and stand in front of those hourglasses. If A was the yellow hourglass, they're either going to be 2 and 1 or 3 and 4. So if it's 2 and 1, you and I would go park just outside the orange AoE, shooting them straight south. And if they're 3 and 4, you and I would just come and park right here, shooting them straight, like northeast, northwest.
Instead of stacking with the group.
We're never going to be stacking with the group.
Right. Well, except for the beginning, like if we had glare, like.
I mean, we're always going to be stacked behind them, so.
Yeah, it seems like
that's what I mean.
you're behind. Yeah.
But you're talking about after that. So after the rewind goes off, that's when we move out to those spots.
Yes.
Are
Yeah,
you saying that the tanks or the healers can get the glare?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why I'm telling everybody to look out of the arena. Like, if Vince and I have it, then we're going to look out, like east and west. If the healers have it, then we're just going to keep on looking at the boss. But the healers, it's in their best interest right now to just look out if they're not sure of the positioning, because if it's on us, they might be looking at us by accident. If they're not positioned correctly, each other might be in their field of view. So,
See, okay.
So us tanks will bait the third set of hourglasses, which was the blue tethered ones. So I can call close or far, Vince, if that helps you. The close ones are the ones closer to the yellow hourglass, and far ones will be the ones across from it.
Okay. Can I make a little diva change?
Probably not, but what is it?
Well, it's just reversing what you were saying about you and I. So if you and I both have the glare, can I be on this left side and look left, i.e. west? And then when I get my tower, can I go left? So 1 or 4?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
That is really diva of you.
It's just that's what I go left, and I go left with everything.
And Vince, there will be no greeting of uptime on those tank lasers. That goes for everyone.
Oh, I'm not.
So,
trust me. I was gonna say for the DPS, the if you're short blizzard, fucking just drop your uptime and go to the fucking stoplight. Like,
Yeah.
be there at like 3 seconds.
Be there or be square.
Wait, so how do you know if you're short or long?
The long
see the
debuff will
time.
be like close to 30 seconds, and the short debuff will be just over 10.
Okay,
You'll just be able to tell from the timer.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just
then-
and just watch your timer, and at 3 seconds, just make sure you're in place chilling before 3 seconds.
Right.
'Cause
You want to
I've
be shooting your
agreed-
laser straight south at 30
Oh,
seconds.
okay. So does the first laser coincide with the first ice or fire going
If
on?
it's short ice, yeah.
If
Yes.
short-
Whatever
okay.
short
Okay.
Yeah, whatever short fire ice it is, that coincides with that.
Gotcha. That does help a little bit.
It helps if you're short ice. If you're not short ice, you just have to like, get out and know the timing, because you won't have an indicator of when it's going to fall.
Right.
When the fires are
Yeah.
going to fall off.
Well, I guess if it's
So, do me a favor and just position yourself in front of the hourglass for right now until you get a feel of when it comes out.
yeah,
and
no,
then-
I will see this for first
Yeah.
few times, then I'm just
There
gonna stay
is-
out for them.
Yeah, there is a strat that leads to more uptime for everyone, but for right now we'll do the easier one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that being said, we'll hopefully all be placing our return marks in front of the yellow hourglass. Get out of the AoE, stack for Blizzard. If you're fire, get out. I'll call that. And again, remember your priorities. Like Taka and you want to be going off to the right hand of the arena, or sorry, to the east of the arena, and Saucy and Trance want to be heading over to the west to handle their fires. And you guys have some time, so as long as you're quick and you're paying attention, you can spread out and make sure that y'all are not going to clip each other or the party. So we'll get snapped back to our position before the rewind, and then we'll get pushed to like literally right here, and then we're gonna do kind of the same thing that we did at the beginning of the fight, which is the stackathon. We're gonna run up to the sides of the boss. IVs will be on the right side of the boss, and smalls will be on the left side of the boss. So if you had to adjust to drop off your fire, just be aware of that, because you guys might want to be crisscrossing the arena. That's plenty of time. Just don't Venn diagram yourself. Those are pretty large.
So when you say west, left of the boss, you mean west with the yellow thing?
No. At this point, just looking at her, like you'll see,
Yeah.
we'll get knocked
You're gonna
back.
get knocked back, and then you're gonna run up to her left because you'll be facing her from this side of the arena now.
Okay, so west
But you'll
looking at
see
the
it.
north, at
Yeah.
the yellow north thing.
Exactly.
Just like Shiva group.
Just like Shiva, but stacks. Yeah.
Is this the correct, or did I misremember? Ivy?
What?
You gotta look for the two balls. Ball here, shaft here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that this is the correct distance.
I don't like
Ring.
that.
There will
At least now you know.
There will be an hourglass direct, like on this spoke, on the intercardinal spoke. So as long as there's an hourglass behind you, then you are in the correct position.
How close can I get?
I'm just going to be thinking about balls and shafts right now.
I mean, that doesn't distract
Nice.
me from raids, so I don't know what the big deal is.
No,
Like, he's a talented gamer,
Yeah.
very talented.
multitasking.
That's a secret. It's always on his mind.
It keeps the blood
Alright.
flowing.
What is this conversation?
And remember, addle on every relativity. That's the only time we ever need addle on relativity.
I remember. Big brain.
It'll be in
Right,
this
I do
time.
early jumps this time.
Okay, she's gonna do a spell in waiting, and it's gonna be stack or spread. That takes a really long time to go off. It'll be bed sheet stacks.
Get it.
Vince, you're going northwest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the headbox, Vince is gonna face the darkest dance to the north. We're gonna spread after this. Oh, you gotta heal. You gotta heal. Everyone's stacked with their free.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
I don't think we have time.
Okay, so New will be getting all raises during the prog of this fight.
That is a good point.
Yeah. Sorry, New, but that's just how it's gotta be.
What? No, don't be sorry.
I mean, I don't know how much.
I was also wondering where I should use.
No,
temp
never be
distance.
sorry for that.
No, oh, that's right. I was going to tell you this. When you turn around to kind of make sure you don't get glared while you're baiting that second laser, and then the party moves to the middle, whatever you're using to weave right there, put in temperance there, and it will last between the knockback damage, the stack damage, and the pulsar that comes afterwards.
Okay, neat.
And if you keep a size on cooldown, you'll have an size to throw out right before the stacks. And if you don't have an size, then I hope you have a lily. Because even if Ivy's using horoscope, we do need to like probably be full and shielded for right now.
Okay.
And
No.
I forgot, where do you want the first shake?
You can do it after base. No, don't do it after basic. Do it. I don't know. I mean, the healers have a
Okay.
say, but I would probably do it.
The first shake
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
the very
knock-
first shake that I.
or the knockback. The first.
Oh, that's a
knockback.
good point. Yeah.
The knockback.
Do it.
Okay. Okay.
Do it after the spell and the first spell and waiting while we're stacked inside of our hitbox.
Okay. And countdown.
Yeah, you're good.
I was waiting for the ready track.
One day I'm gonna fly to Hawaii, break into your house, and put this countdown into your PS4.
I should just get Trance to send it to me. Discord
I
and all
did.
that.
Like,
Oh, you did?
at the very beginning. Yes.
Oh shit, my bad.
You just kind of ignored it.
I still need Alessa's raise macro.
I'll write it up tonight.
That was my gift to you as tanked another tank.
I'm so unenthused by this fight. It's actually kind of sad.
Shake.
Hip up. And then skid out. Beat it far north, because she's not very far north right now. Far north. Far north.
Oh, she's not moving.
Because now we're spreading. We're gonna spread.
Oh, that's so close.
In the star.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, to the center, Vince. To the center, direct
Yeah,
center.
I'm trying.
Okay, that's... Well, it's close enough. Relativity. Okay, look at the yellow hourglass. It's on A. I mean, Ice DPS. Taka and you go bait your laser. Taka go to the other side in that case.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay, I mean, it looks fine to me. That was a little too close, but that's okay. Stack up, stack up. Healers look out now. Party to the center. Stack tight for ice. With fires. Get out, yeah.
Oh, I have fire on. Oh, it's okay. It's gone now.
Oh, Saucy took it. Perfect. Saucy is
So that time was far, right, Matt?
If you say so. I was too concerned with
I
helping
was
the
watching-
party.
Yeah, I mean, I went far, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Look far. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Trans, if it's long fire, you want to just be with the party.
If it's long, okay. I took a while for me to find the yellow hourglass, and by then I was like, am I in the right spot for fire? And then Taka killed me. Or I was out too far.
That's why it's like best to just put yourself where you need to be, because it takes like apparently 12 seconds, but that didn't feel like 12 seconds. That felt like 2. Let me think. Okay, yeah. So that time Saucy had the other fire, right, Saucy?
Yeah, that's why I moved up.
Okay, and Taka did Shikuchi to the other side in time, so that looked good. And the healers didn't get doomed, so that's good. Okay, perfect. Let's try it again. And in that case, Vince, I'll just be on your right and look to the right for glares. If
Right,
you want to
right,
go
right.
left.
Yeah.
Ambient star if you can. put it in the hitbox. Shake. Then bait to the north. Then we're gonna do a spreadathon. Spread after knockback.
Ooh. That was cool.
In this time. And then center for basic relativity. Wait. Oh, a little bit further, but okay, look for the yellow hourglass
So if I'm long fire, where do I go?
with the party.
Okay.
So the party will be on B.
So it looks like it's short, Matt. Is that correct? Yeah, I think it's short.
I think it's short too.
Glare in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's out. Party to the middle. Fires out. That's trans and you. Ah. No.
Ah!
I did it.
You did do it. I didn't do it.
Oh, I don't want to stack. Okay.
There is no stack. That's the secret.
Ben, save me.
He looked down. Said no.
But
For that long fire, if it's saucy in me, do I still go west? Or like left of boss?
I normally go pretty far south. You want to just like stay in south.
Oh, okay, so it shouldn't matter then if you and I have it.
No.
Mechanics.
What is
Since
this?
Thank you for like continuing so
You're
Do not-
Halo?
You're wasting our instance.
Wait, there's
I
a
was
thing
practicing
going around on the
single
ground.
apocalypse for warrior.
You already know
I
how to
got
do
trained.
single apocalypse.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Literally
That's a tank.
Don't
Don't worry about
That's
that.
Not
tank
as a
mechanic.
not as a tank.
That's a tank mechanic. Don't worry.
Oh my god,
This
press
little like
pumpkin
floating
for
orb
Black
just
Halo.
going around the
No,
freaking
it's a
side of
tank
the arena.
mechanic. No worries.
Transcendent study confirmed.
Yeah.
Guys,
I saw
don't
basic
worry.
relativity. I didn't say I saw anything else past that.
I studied.
Those of us who studied single apocalypse will not be getting damage downs, and those of us that didn't,
That's our reward.
I'm probably dying.
I don't know if I'll remember.
I'll just
Round
stack with
stars
Talker
for
because I
everyone.
expect him to know what to do.
Well, if you stack on
Exactly.
Taka, one of you is going to get like shot off the side of the arena.
50-50?
The Highlander strategy.
Latino strat.
stack with Taka. That's brave.
Wow, there was one crit.
Wow.
Good thing it's prog.
Between Taka and I, we just kind of steal all the carrots.
At least I'm still doing better than some.
I hope you are. I'd be concerned if you were.
Even with your weapon?
It's just how weak Bard is. We're like 2K behind everyone.
It's okay, I understand. If you get all your procs, you'll be number one.
Chase. And then fade the darkest ones north. We're going to spread after the knockback.
Hmm. I wasn't supposed to.
Oh!
Was that me?
Don't think so.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I
In
went
the
a little
star.
too.
And then center for
Okay.
basic. Further events. There. There you go. That's close. Basics coming. Whatever mitigation we have. Oh, good luck, you guys.
I seconded it.
Long
tried.
fire.
I tried
We
to
can see how far we can go.
Long fire.
It's gonna be far.
Should I reset this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can still bait your laser. Players in 3, 2, 1. Party to the mid, fires out. Party mid, fires out. I am beating that one.
Wait.
So much fun.
Wait,
I love
you're doing
it.
this to the fire?
Yay.
Okay, that
There's
time I
stacks
got
Oh.
somewhere. Okay.
So then you need to stack
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
and not run away.
Saucy, save me.
I got so excited, I forgot to stack.
Does
Those are bard
114
skills. They
save.
belong to the bard.
So I'm not gonna walk like directly east or west. I'm just walking up to the boss in the like direction that we usually stack, like we do for the first stack. If that makes sense.
That's cool.
I had
Yeah, yeah,
bonfire, yeah.
So on the boss's
So I just
right.
Yeah, so like over here.
Taka, let's see. If she was facing
I just-
A, or like if yellow was A, I was like right here.
So trans would have been between D and C, and Taka would have been between B and C. Yeah, you guys want to be kind of playing with. Yeah, you guys want to be playing with like the south of the arena relative to the
I just
yellow
know I'm on the
hourglass.
left of I just know I'm on the left of the yellow hourglass, so that's where I went.
Yeah, y'all want to be playing with the south half of like quarter of the arena for that fire shit. Because if you go too far to this side, then you'll end up beating the tank hourglass, which is what happened.
I feel like
That
the
was
other
fun.
strat isn't much
Again.
harder, Let's.
Well, the fires need to know how to spread out regardless of which strat we use.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it, and it feels the same.
We're getting to that point where it's starting to understand.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
you get the mechanic.
So the fire DPS can definitely call whether they want to go east or west while we're stacked and waiting for the glares so that there's less confusion when you guys move out. Do you see
Just
that?
claim a butt cheek.
Do you see that Doton disrespect Taka? I'm gonna
We don't talk about
but
that.
it's not.
Can I have some crits, please?
I mean, the original one.
No, we're mine now. What?
There's room for someone to be center.
I'll do it.
Take his
Unless he
essence.
focused.
Oh.
Get out of the center. Then
I'm out.
everybody in the headlocks. We're gonna do stackathon.
I wouldn't mind being a center.
Shake. Shake and bait.
It's a shake and bake.
Stack. Sides to stack. Good job in the stern. Center quickly sink. A little too far, but we're getting
God
there.
damn it.
Go get it.
You gotta do how I do the Boston tea.
That center circle is so distracting.
Look at the yellow hourglass. Find it.
What is it?
Far.
Ah?
Wait, Taka. Is that the right one?
Yes, that was close.
Oh, that was
but-
fire. Oh, that was. Oh, I see. That was
Yeah, no. Players in 1. Party mid, stack tight for ice. And then remember your cheeks after you get knocked back. Go to your sides.
$148.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not gonna be okay in the next 2 seconds. Goodbye.
My size drifted. I also forgot to tell you.
Okay, this is actually real straightforward.
Oh,
battle.
small.
Oh, small, you and your
like-
size.
Me and my
Matt, do we need to pop a cooldown for that?
For what?
For
The laser?
tank tower? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
The
alright.
lasers don't do anything. They do like 9k. It's
Okay.
not.
I was popping Rampart just in case, but if I don't need to, then I won't.
Oh,
Just
I-
as
I'm
long
gonna
as you
go for
guys don't take too much time to where you get kicked out of the instance.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy OT. I'll be right back.
So Small, what will you have when we get knocked back to heal before the stacks?
Should I save plenary for that?
There's something else
I-
to use it on.
Okay.
Like it's a really good. What I used to do during prog was I would turn around for the glare, like in the last 3 seconds, and cast a Medica 2, and then Rapture to the middle, weaving Temperance and Asylum in the center,
Okay.
and then snap back to where I was before, push back, and then I would do Plenary Rapture Assize as we got close.
Okay.
And then, like, I guess once you get more comfortable, you can literally just do like Misery Assize or Swiftcast Glare Assize, because like I think Fury was using Horoscope. If nothing else, she was using Celestial Opposition there.
Yeah,
But
I have.
there's not enough time for really anything else besides Celestial Opposition and like a Swiftcast Helios, if that. There's literally 2 seconds before.
I was
the
gonna
stack
do
damage.
Horoscope and then Swift to GCD, and then have Star for after the stacks.
The Swiftcast GCD won't have the shields applied, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Not that you wouldn't have already known that, but I'm just letting you know. But the op will though. The op will be fast enough for the shields to apply.
I don't know if Op will be up because I was using it on the relativity.
Oh, don't bother, girl. It's so like that damage is petty. That
It's
damage
petty.
is real Kelly Rowland. It's nothing. It's nothing. It needs to leave. No, yeah, we definitely didn't need any shit for the Celestial Opposition, because by the time that Small is done rapturing and moving around, and like with Asylum in the center, like we'll still be full by the time the knockback happens. So I just did a Medica 2 after basic relativity, and like Fury would do one more Aspect of Helios and neutral sect after relativity, and that was already overheal.
Okay.
So yeah, I would just save the op for every post relativity mechanic and every post apocalypse mechanic, like this
Okay.
spread stack.
I think I'm using neutral different than she did.
She just that's right. She didn't use horoscope for the knockback into stacks. She just used neutral sect, GCD, horoscope into basic to get us topped, and then just one more aspected afterwards, and then just op after the pushback.
See.
Should we talk about single APOC at all, or I feel like we're
No, let's do basic first. It's a lot.
Gotta get it clean.
It needs to be Beyonce before we move on.
It has to be Beyonce.
I love that.
It's been years since I've used that word to describe it.
Ah, Toad, please.
Right. Because she hasn't been relevant, dude.
I know.
I really need a voice change.
JP voice. man.
Taking middle.
I'm seriously debating.
Why are you taking middle?
Because I'm casting.
She actually is in the middle. Oh my god.
Alright, I guess I'll just fuck off to nowhere.
It really should be.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel special for once in my life.
It's okay. I take middle all the time. You got it? Or did you-
I don't care, but I just wanted it once to see what it was like to be constantly cast. It's nice. I'm kind of jealous.
Stack-a-thon, stack. I like the core though.
You can have it back though.
In the star for this bullshit. And then center-ish for relativity. It's pretty good.
That's fucking perfect. That's perfect.
I give it a B plus.
You don't need to turn her around again after that, though.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I don't.
He did not stick to landing.
Yeah, he's going back to inspect his handiwork, dude.
Okay.
Well, I remember Dancer did that too, and we were like, you don't have to worry
Orient
about
to
that.
the yellow hourglass. The yellow hourglass.
Short.
Okay.
Be short.
I should be fine here then.
You and I have the glare as guns.
Yep.
Setting it down.
Huh.
That's not right.
That's no good.
No.
There is an unfortunate doom.
Was that Doom because I...
You got hit by the laser.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you can have Doom
If you get-
from other failed mechanics.
You can't get hit by
Any-
two
any-
things.
It's any mechanic that hits you.
Wait, so does ice always bait the laser? Is that how that works? Am I misunderstanding? Oh,
Ice
okay,
DPS
that's
will
why.
always bait the first laser.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you're first or second. Okay, got it. Okay, that's why I do.
You can have your middle back now, Small.
Good.
Just take turns. Small, then Ivy, then go back through.
At the beginning of each run, we'll assign a random number, and whatever that number lands on.
Oh no.
Do you want me to go grab one of my 3 dies? I can...
Just hyper mitigated.
Shut.
Yeah, just
Hyper
take a
mitigate.
lead.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's a bramble strat, is just to stack 2 of them on top of each other.
Oh, I know.
Big shield it.
It's not great.
That doesn't sound like a good time at
The
all.
one with the Shadow Keeper one is actually pretty good though. So you don't have to move out to the wall.
Yeah, we're gonna test that this weekend. Another group.
Vince, I've been doing Faint on the Darkest Dance. Is that good there or no?
Does that do anything?
I have no idea.
It
It gives
is.
you physical vuln, so I was thinking
Oh, okay.
you just have to...
Small in trance, you need to spread it.
I'm doing it, don't worry. Thank you.
Oh, I meant in the boss's hitbox, Small. You could just be in the center of the boss's hitbox.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
what I
did
did.
for the other Eden.
Shape.
Oh, I see.
How did I get an
We're
extra?
gonna do,
use of
we're
the-
gonna do stackathon.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh, they're dead.
In the star.
I got him, I got him.
Rest in pepperonis.
Bring back to the center for basic. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's looking pretty good.
I love how you excited about boss
Mitigations for
positioning.
basic.
It's so funny.
Which way is she facing? I cannot
She's
see.
spinning. She's spinning.
Yeah, that circle's too
Turning
bright.
around.
Is she actually spinning?
Yeah, she's actually spinning. Yellow hourglass, yellow hourglass.
Yellow.
Long.
I'm so confused right now. Why am I confused?
Yep.
Oh, you had it saucy.
3, 2, 1. Tardy to the mid. Stack tight for ice.
Okay, I
After
hate
this,
this mechanic.
go to your cheek.
I can't do anything.
In the star, you gremlins.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, just some shape here.
Oh, my damage is messed up. But...
Sure.
Sure.
Oh.
Okay. Now, pointer towards the inner cardinal, which you kind of are doing currently. I'm not sure. Okay, there we go.
I was gonna suggest that in our other group too. Makes this so much easier.
Oh, I
I
like
just
that.
looked at that
Alright.
watch her cast.
Yeah, about that tank mechanic.
Turn away, move away from her. Back here, back here, back here.
Delta.
Yeah, seaside is safe.
Stay out of the middle.
Seaside is safe?
Bomb
Sea-
gang friendly.
Oh, excuse me. Why am I alive?
Oh, that was good.
In the middle. Move in.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, that's a tank buster.
Ah,
Wait, why the fuck is I alive? I just
Uh-oh.
died.
Who is she gonna
Oh.
choose? Who?
Oh.
It's
For
a
that one, you can
rat.
also just stand
Wait,
where
is
we
it
went
like
for the first
Memora
one.
Misera where his like 2 people randomly inside the cleave?
No.
No. Okay.
It's just a cleave on the main tank, so you don't want to be close to Vince, and Vince wants to be home ganging to the northeast, northwest, in whatever direction was the safe side.
For that
Well, that was fun.
catalyst or whatever, I don't know if it's helped for anybody else, but I just look at that spinny thing behind her head. That always helps me know which way to get the fuck away from. Like, I don't look at her body turning or anything. If I happen to not have her,
just look at her hip hooks.
Look for the little nub.
Yeah, look for the
sometimes I can't
nub.
feel that shit.
Okay, for
But
those
I
of us not on toasters, we can.
Okay.
Toast.
Well, that's why you want me to put your inner card, right? So when she turns, you're able to see which way she's turning.
The little
Yeah.
carrot. that moves, yeah.
PS toaster.
Ah, that used to be me.
Okay, so good job on basic. Healers, how did that feel? Did you want something moved? It looked good
That
to
was
me.
fine. That was fine.
I overhealed, so I don't think.
Good job. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, I think everything was good. For Singular Apocalypse now, that one's relatively simple for the DPS. Unless anybody has any questions about that. Let's see. She's going
What
to cast...
exactly is? Sorry, just so I know what it's doing. Like, I know what to do, but what exactly is the water debuff doing? If we get,
It's a
if we
stack.
don't have to.
It's just the stack. That's all it is.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, so for Singular Apocalypse, she's going to cast Cataclysm while simultaneously pointing her ugly self to one cardinal of the arena, and then you want to be all the way away from her because that massive AoE will just one-shot you, and if you survive, you get damage down, which is worse than death.
Yes, it is worse than that.
After that, the melee want to gap close or just make their way to her, and the little light that's tracing itself around the arena, we want to basically follow that. Like, if it's always going to go to her first for Singular Apocalypse. So she is the new de facto north. So when she jumps, she is now north, and the little light is going to follow her to the north, and then it's going to start rotating around the arena clockwise or counterclockwise. So if she's north right now and the light starts moving to the B side, that means that the D side will be safe for the ranged and the melee to be on. The melee want to park themselves on the intercardinal, like pretty much on the boss's butt cheek.
There?
And Vince wants to be
Okay.
up here to take the Black Halo with Home Gang.
Here or here then?
After the middle erupts, it takes kind of a long time in Single Apocalypse, not gonna lie. So after the middle erupts, everybody moves center.
For Cruise Chaser then?
It's like the limit cuts, yeah. So the little light was tracing the order of the Hawk Blasters. So because in this example it started going clockwise.
Oh god, PTSD
we went
Hawk
to the
Blaster.
D, aka 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we're all gonna stack for Shell Crusher, which is a massive stack damage attack. Does a shit ton. And then we need to be healed to full like immediately after for Spirit Taker, which is a random jump to any player, does a shit ton of damage, and will knock away any players that are close to that one off the arena. So, what
Do we do a clock spread then?
it's well, what works typically is that since the boss isn't going to be moving, like Saucy, you probably know the timings of the explosions by this point, so you can take like the south spread spot.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Mew can go directly east, and then Ivy you and Small can decide where you guys want to go, unless one of you already wanted to go east, or like basically the opposite of the former safe side.
Small can stay kind of middle, I think.
We could
As
try
long as-
that.
As long as the melee aren't too close. I think based on the markers, when the markers are normal, if like a melee is on like D or B,
I
Like, I
mean,
think
That's
for
too
the,
close.
Is
yeah,
it
that's
too
too
close?
close.
That's too
For the-
close.
For the spread, like, so after we come in for the Shell Crusher, the Hawk Blasters that are going around the arena, just a heads up to the melee, it's going to be a little bit disorienting because one of them will happen like exactly underneath, like after the middle one goes off and we're all coming into the middle.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay. But I was going to say for the spread though, I don't know should I be staying middle-ish if I'm like?
You should be in the northern area. I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't matter because she's not moving. She's never gonna
Yeah.
move during this.
Okay.
I usually dodge whatever side the light goes to. So if the light rotates east, then I go like southeast. If it goes west, I go southwest.
Oh yeah, Ivy usually does
well-
go southeast or southwest. So you
Where
can.
do you go as White Mage, Matt, in Banana?
I just go straight south because I know the timings of the hot blasters and I know how not to get hit.
Okay.
So Small, you can take like mid.
This theme is
east or
so good, but
midwest,
this boss design
depending
is
on the
shit.
former safe spot.
Yeah, I
Hard
can
to
just go
screw.
into
This
the
theme is shit. This
nice
boss is
one.
shit.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have to move very far at all, and then Mew can go far east and far west.
I'm going straight north then.
So you'll want to
far
be
east
like
and far
here.
west.
I don't like either of
Here-ish,
them.
small,
This
I
fight
think,
has been
like around here.
whatever so far.
And
What
then
did
I
you
I'll
wonder
be-
how close
be
I can
here.
go.
And then I just go
Right here.
kind of close to you guys, but more east or westish, depending.
You go like out here.
Yeah, you go
That's
all
really
the way
pretty on
east or
top of
west.
it.
Got it.
Yeah. So like if we came in
Yes,
from the
yeah,
west
this theme
side, you'll
sucks.
go
I
to
don't
the
like it
east
at
side
all.
after the stack. If we came in from the east, you'll go to the west
Okay.
side after the stack.
Got it.
For
Alright.
the melee, I don't know what Vince wants to do, but like we can spread ourselves around the boss, like from somebody's on the head, somebody's on either flank, somebody's on the butt, or we could do like spread out all along one side, alongst the side that's now currently safe, or
I think we should.
whatever.
I
you
think
guys
we
would
should.
do.
Yeah, if Small's gonna stay middle-ish after Shell Crusher, since I'm already familiar with, I finally got it worked out going north, like how far I need to go, and like when to get back in. So I'm just gonna go north, and then the 3 other melees should just spread, kind of like, radiating out on in the safe side. So like, say like
I'm
if
gonna
I went
claim
to
the
A,
left butt cheek then.
well,
could
you're not.
do,
You
like-
can't claim it. Well, I mean, you can, but you're just gonna make your life more difficult if you do that.
Yeah,
What
you
you-
can't.
What you can do is claim the butt cheek that is on the safe side.
That is. Oh, okay.
So you can be on the hip, like you can be on the butt cheek, not too close to Vince, but you can.
Is it
be
because
like,
she's facing north after she jumps in for Shell Crusher?
Nope, she's facing to the center of the arena.
Oh.
So you can go to like the I don't want to say butt cheek because that might be close to Vince, but you can be like, the net like close to the butt on either side that was safe. So if we came in from the west, you'll go to the east butt cheek and vice versa. And then Taka,
Right.
you can be like on kind of her relative northeast northwest for that hot second. And I'll go to the side that is currently unsafe because I also know the timings. So you can stay relatively centered, but just scoot over a little bit towards the current safe side. So if we came in from the east, you'll be to her relative. You'll be
West.
to her relative east, her relative northeast,
Okay.
because she's facing the center.
Kind of hurts my head, but
So
okay.
I mean, it sounds difficult, but if we come in from B, Taka, you'll just come like right here, and if we came in from D, you'll come right here. And Trance will be.
We'll just go
either
with
back,
okay
wait,
and
that's a
figure it
little too
out.
far, but either back here or back here, and Vince will be directly on the button.
So if we come in from D, then D is the safe side, so I stay on B.
No, D is. It is the opposite of the side that we came in from.
Okay. So just run through the boss basically.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Well, yes. Being sure that you're coming center for the stack damage first, and then running through the boss.
Right. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So please feint on Shell Crusher, and Shield Samba on the Shell Crusher and Spirit Shield Samba. Troubadour on the Shell Crusher and Spirit Taker. I wish we had Shield Samba. 'cause
Skull
that means we
Crusher.
would also have Securing Walls, but that's okay.
Sausage
I-
briefing.
I do have an Assize there as well, Small. The one that I get, the very next one I get while I'm waiting to move into the center, and that one is worth holding for immediately after that Shell Crusher, along with the Medica 2 and a Rapture. You can just Medica 2, Rapture Assize,
I really need to get my tomes
twirl
this
your way
week.
away from the center of the arena. Let's see. I'll
Review
reprisal
characters
that.
if you haven't.
I'll reprisal that. And one last thing for the melee. as soon as she selects who it is that she's going to jump to, move back to the center because the lights are going to come all the way back around to the north, which means that if you're still like in that giant north circle that she's currently standing in, you're going to get hit by that last Hawk Blaster and potentially die if you were the one selected for the Spirit Taker, or you just get a nasty damage down and require a lot of healing. So I'll just call it in, and everybody haul ass towards the center after that.
Works for me.
And I'll add
As long as it's
one
fight.
thing that I learned in this too is when I take that tank buster and we're kind of on the northeastern or the northwest, waiting for the middle one to go off so we can move in. The Hawk Blaster that's coming towards us, like the one that happens underneath her, like after the middle one goes off and we're running into the center, the Hawk Blaster that's going off underneath her is actually bigger than her. So like
Yeah.
if you're just like melee range on, because I couldn't figure out, like I kept thinking I was coming in too soon and getting a damage down for the middle one, but it took me a while to realize that I was actually getting the damage down because I was still on melee range on her and I was coming into the center, and then like next thing I know I was getting a damage down because like you
So
got to
just
be
be
like
max melee.
Max melee.
maybe even outside of it, because I honestly feel like
There's gonna
Square
be-
Enix is just fucking with us.
There's going to be a spoke of the wheel that's
Yeah,
that
if
you
you want to
can-
know the diameter of it, it's this ring. Like the one that middle one hits, it's this ring.
yeah.
So
It's big as fuck.
the rest of the explosions are the same size.
Hawk Blaster.
Hawk blasters, whatever.
So like, yeah, you want to be on the other side of that spoke from the north so that you don't get hit by that following Hawk Blaster. If you do, it's up to the healers to see if they can save you. Otherwise,
It's a damage down,
Otherwise,
it's not
you're
worth it.
good.
No, it's fine.
I mean, you'll probably die right at this during these prog pulls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dawdle.
Depends on how many times you further.
Oh, the Japanese is so much better.
You don't have to heal them. They're gonna get down to 1 HP.
Oh, that's true.
He just won't have a shield, but that's fine.
I early pulled.
Okay, we're gonna do spread upon afterwards.
Yeah, yeet.
Careful with the knockback. Good job.
No!
Speed and siren.
I rabbited.
How dare you, Ben?
Oh no,
How
she's not
dare.
actually spinning. She's still facing that.
Her animation is spinning out.
I thought you meant she was actually legitimately just spinning. Like,
That would
I'm
be
just-
fucking hard.
Where's yellow? There's
Hourglass.
yellow.
Yellow hourglass.
There's me.
Short.
3, 2, 1. Party mode. Stack tight for ice.
That's during a trickle attack window. That's so bad.
Your sides, I think.
Oh, mostly me.
Huh.
Okay, let's see Singular Apocalypse so people can see what's going on. That makes just watch the mechanic.
I can get Mew. I have proc pots.
Okay, her next cast is a turn. Watch her. Away.
Wait.
Getting
And then the D is safe. D side is safe. Black hole is coming. That's too far north, Chance.
Oh,
Center
jeez.
after it explodes.
Oh, after the explosion! Oh god.
Shell crusher
I went in with everyone.
and
Like
spread.
the dumbass I am.
Oh, that feint timing is gonna be real bad for me, Taka.
I don't know. I have to see where I'm in the rotation.
Because yeah, I'm in the middle of
We're almost at intermediate.
Well, Trans, we need the feet, so doesn't really matter what you're doing in your rotation, because you'll just die if you don't have it.
Okay, so that was too far north, Matt, when I came back in.
You're asking me? I don't know. On
Oh,
what?
I thought you said that was like. You
Well,
said
Trans
that
was too far north. He was basically in our hitbox.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Okay.
No,
yeah,
you
so
were fine.
trans. It's.
I didn't get hit.
You did get
So
hit.
But by the middle.
You would have gotten hit by the north if you had been there. There's not enough time to dodge from the north to the center without getting smacked by one of them, if not both.
also too, I'll just say this from experience too. Like once we all come into the middle, you're not actually gonna have enough time to run out to get to like her butt at all. Like when we're doing our spreads, like you're just not gonna have the time to go that far into her. So like, let's say if the boss is, you guys have these markers, right? I'll actually just show you like where. So in that cataclysm mechanic, she's gonna kind of be roughly where she is right now. So we're gonna come to the middle and then we're gonna spread. And I'm going here. Like we're spreading, but I'm going like, well, not that far, but I'm going like directly underneath her because I can spread just enough to not turn her around. If she were to turn around. Okay, but I'm also saying I don't want to go that far because I need to get in like afterwards.
45 minutes left on time
like,
before we gotta
I'm
play
gonna
with the
go
dual
here.
boss again.
Small is
I don't
gonna
wanna
be
play with the dual boss
middle-ish,
again.
right? Like here.
Don't worry about where small is. What is it that you
Okay,
need the
so
melee to do?
Well, I'm gonna say so. The 3 melees, like Trance, you're not gonna have enough time to get to there. You're just not like to get to there and come in. So I would say you guys need to spread and figure out the distances that you need, but like do west. Oh Jesus, I can't do this on PlayStation. Like fuck.
I mean,
What if
Vince,
you-
it was
what if-
like it was their first
Here?
time getting there, and Taka wasn't even alive. So I'm not sure, like, under what.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure under what performance you're judging them, because they sure as hell weren't focused on that.
What
Okay,
if
no,
you
but I'm,
use the
but I'm
pedals?
sa- but I'm saying though, for the future reference, like when we get to Shell Crusher and we do spread, just because this was an issue that like tripped up me and Katsu and like it was just an issue because we were just like, what the fuck? So the safe side is the 1 delta side. Like here, I can do this a little bit better. So I'll be at A, like someone can go here, and someone can be like here, and then someone can be like here. Like it's got to be.
Oh, that looks
That might
really
be a
close.
little. It is a little bit close,
So,
but I'm saying
so
like
you'll be over here, Vince. Like you can go that far. And
I'm not gonna go that far though. I'm not gonna go that far.
You can though. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I guess I can on tank, sure.
I mean, you can on any class.
Not with Dragoon. Like I was having a hard time like getting back in for stuff. But yeah, roughly that's where I'll go.
I mean, I can go to the butt if it's an issue. No.
No, I'll go out. It's fine. I'll go
Okay.
out.
So yeah, that's initially what I suggested. So Trance would be C, Taka would be D, and I would be 1 over here. So that me and Taka are for sure far enough away from each other.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, Trance, don't try to go for that rear positional.
That's all
Could
you
just
have to
true
say.
north. Yeah, you could have just. I was like, okay, I'll just true north that whole phase.
I mean, to be fair, the issue in Banana was that you guys were not going to like the spots that some of you thought you were going to. Not that you weren't spreading far enough away from each other.
Food.
Food check.
And that's for the post Shell Crusher spread. So when you hear me say spread, that's where you're going to be going, on the safe side.
It's so close. I don't know if it's in it.
I'm going to stack a bomb.
Oh no.
Okay, basic relativity is coming up.
No, you don't like that shit. Actually, I got an idea of something I'll try.
Where's the yellow? Where's the yellow?
The yellow hourglass. It's on B.
And short.
Short, yeah. Glares in 3, 2, 1. Party mid, fires out. And get ready to go to your sides.
Oh, son of a turd nugget.
What? Oh.
Y'all are dead.
Yeah.
Tank LB.
Taka made it. Oh wow.
Yay, shade shift!
Probably wouldn't have been enough.
Did you use shade shift?
Yes, I did.
Maybe privilege.
What happened
Heck.
there?
I pressed the wrong button.
But that must have been a very important button to take us from like 5% health to like full.
I popped star instead of popping horoscope.
Do you want the star to be pre-shockwave pulsar damage after stack spreadathon, or do you want it to be post-shockwave damage?
Post.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull her just slightly south of where she is.
Vince, do you hold tether during that?
Yes.
knock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much
I've been
everything comes up
holding.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Hold
like,
it for
I should've
afterwards.
pulled him.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna burst after that.
It's disgusting. I hate that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Could have played machinist.
Watch it be in the middle of wildfire.
But it wouldn't matter because you can just wildfire whenever the fuck you want.
That's true. It doesn't matter. You want me on a tank anyways afterwards with person.
What?
I'm insulted, Trance.
You don't think their tanking is good enough?
No, that's what Vince.
I
Not
got
Vince.
Hit
That's
us with a medica cheese. And be in the stack next time. Vince.
I know, I got distracted, sorry.
Spreadathon, spreadathon.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, hello there.
I get saucy. Or trance. I get trance.
For some reason, my
Heal,
jump was off
heal,
down there.
heal.
Yep, stop.
You can get both faces.
Yes, technically.
We don't need these people up for this downtime. Take your time.
See how she was in the middle already?
Yes? Question mark. Okay, yellow hourglass.
Where is it?
Fuck is it?
Freaking long one.
Oh, at the fire.
Far.
Could be Mario.
Wait. Does it want to go on? 14 seconds.
Ooh, that's big.
Glares in 3, 2, 1. Party mid. Stack tight for ice. Get ready to go to your sides. We look good.
Oh,
Taka
please.
does not look good. Bye, Taka.
Oh! You lived.
His powers.
Okay, Singular Apocalypse is next. Okay, her next cast is a turn. Watch her. Away. And the D side will be saved. Taka, you and Trance can stack on me.
Be out of the middle.
There we go. Wait for middle to explode and then move in. In. And then spread.
Okay, just in the wrong position. Oh god.
Vince, you have got to go further.
I mean, that's where I go on Dragoon.
Wait, I made it!
You have so much more time to move.
I got hit.
Oh my god, I did the mechanic correctly.
Light's not working
Okay, I'll go further.
Okay, I think I figured out how to move for the... Oh jeez, what's this?
Intermediate round. It's easier than basic.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Spread first.
No,
No,
it's
hard
not
set.
spread
That's
first.
the other
It's
way around.
gaze.
Flares and glares. Flares and
who's the-
glares. Wind and blizzard.
Blizzard.
And then
Uh-oh.
eruptions.
Normal.
Look out.
Just spread
Yo, look
and
out.
look out.
Blizzard's middle, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna get blown away.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my god!
Yeet. Yeet.
So good at this game.
Oh, so we
so
have
this
to
is where the
stack
cheat sheet comes
before
in
the
handy.
return happens, right? Because of the everyone needs to be in the middle for
It
Blizzard.
depends on what you have. No, it depends on what you
So
have.
basically,
okay.
you just read the debuffs from right to left instead of left to right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right to left? Okay.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
basically,
the
you're going to be
The
you're going to be
Orientals.
teleporting around.
Right.
Should we assign pairs and quadrants?
Well, first of
Super
all, does
user
anybody have
consequence,
any
right?
question about Singular Apocalypse? I got selected for the Darkest Dance, or sorry, the Spirit Taker, but I don't know if like the DPS were topped and shielded.
No,
I think
they
I
were
would've
shielded,
died.
but they didn't have enough HP.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
would have died if I got taken.
Yeah. Y'all would have been taken out by Spirit Taker.
Yeah, my spirit would have been taken.
Yeah. So definitely, like, especially Mew at that HP and like use you all need to be topped and shielded to survive that. Okay, well besides that, I think we all knew where we were going, right? Raise your hand if you didn't know where we were going for a single apocalypse. Okay, good.
Is
So
it possible to?
what?
Because I was at C for that, and there's a lot of movement to get back into the middle while avoiding the cataclysms but around the side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it better to start near the middle then, instead of having to run out to C, or on the C mark? Because basically I was right here, and then I
Okay,
was
so-
essentially on the way back in. I was having to move all the way over here to avoid getting clipped by it and then coming back.
That's what you have to do.
This is the circle right here. Like, this is how big it is. This line. All the way around.
But you shouldn't have had to make that path if you had spread to the side of her that was safe. Did you spread to the side of her that was currently safe?
It
Or did you
was.
just
It's the
go-
opposite. I didn't run through. I stayed on
Here's-
D side.
Yeah.
That would be why.
Like, I kind of flexed for you and Taka there, but like ideally you and Taka would have been on her east side at that time because we came in from the west.
Right. Okay. Forgot about that. Never mind. That changes stuff then.
Yeah.
Remember
So-
where I take the tank buster from? That side is not the side you want to be on after we
Correct.
get to the middle.
Right.
Okay.
So it's just going to be kind of a swoop. Y'all are going to come in from the northwest and then swoop northeast or northeast to northwest. You will not double back on yourselves. Okay, with that, intermediate relativity. This one's pretty simple. In theory, everyone can open up. Are you streaming right now, Ivy, by the way?
No, why?
Okay, because I was going to say Fury's little cheat sheet is going to come in handy.
I am. You can just.
So-
She's watching trans.
Oh, okay. So in the guides channel, there is an intermediate relativity cheat sheet made by who knows who. I don't know who to credit for this amazing product.
Oh, maybe we could look for like
Um,
a trademark or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if only there was a trademark on it.
I love how
Um,
mechanical.
I hope Fury doesn't get mad. I meant to ask her, but I gave my group or a group this on Crystal, and I think the shit's blown up over there. It has the Brynhilder, or that has the banana rampant like trading on the bottom of it.
That's awesome.
I'm
Like
gonna
the
start
pooping
charging
timer.
Wait, where?
Blowing up on Crystal.
Pooping
Oh my
timer.
god.
On Crystal, yeah, a group was having trouble with it, and I was like, oh, my group on Primal made this, and I was like, here you go. And like now I've seen it like on Crystal.
That's funny.
What a place to be famous on.
Yeah. The desert that is Crystal. Okay, people move your characters around a little bit. Okay, so it's
Or put
really...
HUD layout on.
Or that, yeah. It's just, so it's really easy in concept. So first thing that we'll do is assign everybody a quadrant in which to handle these mechanics. So Saucy and Vince, you guys will have A and 1 to handle your mechanics. Me and Mew will have B and 2. Taka and Ivy will have C and 3, and Trans and Small will have D and 4. So because basically you're either going to be in or you're going to be out. That's it.
C
for
and
these
3.
mechanics. So we're going to get assigned. All
Flare
the debuffs
arrow.
are always in pairs. So the tanks and healers are going to get 1, and then the DPS are going to get the opposite of the in and out dynamic. So one of those pairs is ice and arrow. We've already seen ice. Ice is a donut around you, so ice means direct center. That means that you want to be direct center when that ice debuff snapshots, or when when your rewind timer snapshots for that mechanic. If you have arrow, that's a gigantic defamation puddle around you that blows everyone that gets hit away. So you want to be out. So for Taka, that would be 3. For Ivy, that would be 3. For Small and Trance, that would be 4. For me and Mew, that would be 2. And for Saucy and Vince, that would be 1. And since tanks and healers will never get it at the same time as DPS, there's no reason to worry. Only one of you all will ever need to be on your numbers. So if I say ice and arrow next, you guys just look to see which one do I have, ice or arrow. Arrow is the green one, ice is the blue one. So if you have ice, again, stack in the center, arrow, out to your numbers. The other pair is glares and flares.
Glares
So
and
same as before,
flares.
the gaze will just kill anybody who's looking at you, and the flares are proximity damage, basically the same thing as arrow, because you all want to be out again. So again, y'all know where you need to go. If you need to get out with a flare, your numbers. If you have glares though, it's a little complicated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a box in the middle of the arena. The glares want to be basically center, and then just a few steps towards your cardinal position. So Taka and Ivy will be right here, close to the C. I'll leave the B where it was. Where was it? Right here? Yeah. And then me and Mew will want to be right here for glare positioning. Small or Saucy and Vince will want to be right here, and Small and Trance will want to be right here. Y'all want to form a little box for the glares.
And it's okay to be looking inside Well,
If it's,
before
as
it
long
goes
as it's
on?
not the
Mhm.
last one, if it's the
Yeah.
final one, you need to look out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have to do if you're placing it first. You don't have to be looking out at that point when you're placing it, and if it's the first one.
The only time that you need to be facing out is at the very end of the mechanic when you're placing your third hoop.
Third.
So if you're placing, so if I say ice and arrow, then normal spread, then glares and flares, yes, you need to be looking out when you place your glare and flare marker. If I say glares and flares, normal spread, and then ice and arrow, you need to be looking at the end of placing your ice and arrow, which can be a little challenging if you're placing ice in the center. Just make sure that your character is pointed towards your cardinal. That's a good thing to mention, is that every time that we say look out, you're always going to be looking in the direction of your intercardinal or your cardinal. So me and you will always be looking northeast or east. Taka and Ivy will always be looking south or southeast. Small and Trans, y'all will always be looking west or southwest. And Saucy and Vince will always be looking north or northwest, regardless of where you're standing. That's always where you'll be looking outwards. The very last mechanic is a stack, which will just happen on a random person, and it coincides with flares and glares. So the stack is pretty similar to the glares, except you'll want to be on the intercardinal of that box. So if it was me, for example, my intercardinal is to the northeast, so I will go and stand right there. So that when I get snapshotted around, I will not be looking at the glare players behind me. And if it was, say, Taka, he will want to come and stand right here, so that the glare players are not going to be in his field of vision as he's looking southeast at the end of the mechanic. Does that make sense?
I'll have to see this at least once.
And the reason why you want to be that close to the glares is so that they will be counted with you in the stack damage, obviously.
Question: for every single like debuff that we have, are we
That
going
makes
to be
sense.
rewinded, or is it only the first one?
It's
No,
all
you get-
well,
Everyone, you get three
It
of
stops
them.
after each one. Like
Yeah.
you snapshot a position for each debuff.
Okay.
and then you will be teleported around, consistently looking in the direction that you ended the mechanic in, which is why you want to be looking outwards so that you will not be looking at the glares whenever that snapshot happens.
Okay, gotcha.
And they're, like I said, they're always going to be in pairs. The ice and arrow is always going to be a pair, and the flares and glares / stack, because one person will have the stack, will always be a pair. The other mechanic is just a normal spread. So if I say normal spread, just go to your typical clock spots. Obviously, if you're ranged and you just finished dropping off something at your number, just stay at your number, because that's really easy. And for melee, y'all can use the letter markers to drop off your spread hoops. Other than that, ranged, if you don't want to go out to your numbers, just get out of melee range, and we're good. For the normal spread, that was relatively simple.
Flare arrows.
And
Right.
when it says it resolves mechanics
Stack.
right to left, that means, like, for example,
Stack.
red
I
Where's
will
the
call them
box?
out in the order that we're going to lay the snapshots for.
Looking at your party window, though,
Oh, that hurts
the
my head.
rightmost debuff will happen first.
The snapshot for the rightmost will happen first, yes. The poop. And it'll feel really cool once we resolve that correctly. Everyone will feel mega smart in the kitchen.
If you're only half Asian, you'll feel full Asian.
Well, you won't feel smart.
Oh, my parser broke. That's interesting. Not sure why it broke all of a sudden, but it did.
After this, we're going to do a spread of fire. That's too close for the record, then.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's what it is now.
I'm gonna eat it.
Move out, yeah.
Bab crash.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
I feel like you knew that.
I actually didn't. I didn't know. It's hard to get a sense for how far Xanther goes. But
At least the boss position was really centered.
thanks.
Yellow hourglass.
Yeah.
Fire is short.
Far for us, man.
Taka? Other side. Wait, Taka?
I
Taka?
have ice.
What are you doing?
Oh, I see.
You're fine, you're good.
Possibly.
My bad. I saw Mew at the tower already.
I'm already getting it.
Jay for being a sacrificial.
And then Saucy was also at the other tower, so I got really confused.
Okay, enter cardinal for a single apocalypse. She's turning away. And the D side is going to be safe. Wait for the center. In. And then we're going to spread down.
Wait, hold on.
Then in.
Oh, I see, I see.
Oh, I didn't deserve that. You kind of weren't on the flank there, Trance, but...
On the shot.
Hello?
Okay, orient to A, know where your quadrant is and where you're going to resolve mechanics.
So
Yeah.
Arrow.
Oh.
Spread.
Well, in this case, it would be ice and arrow first,
One here.
and then we drop off normal.
What is going on? Hello?
Vince, are you delaying life there then? For the
What is going on?
basic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a double delay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially bursting on every APOC phase.
Okay.
Pretty much. You'll see it once you start, once we start getting into the last phases. It all lines up really nice.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out the timings for what I need to do now.
Well, for a melee, it lines up.
For a melee, it lines up, yeah.
Which is like not very good at all for other jobs.
Every job has like a stealthy station.
Not black mage.
This fight feels good. This fight feels really good on Dragoon, I will admit. 11
It's kind of meh.
Some weird sounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do spread first. Everybody, which means we're gonna do a stack-a-thon coming up.
that better?
Yeah. Ready to stack.
Okay. I know what I need to, where I need to go for this.
Start.
Oh man, so centered.
Basic mitigation. Look for the yellow hourglass.
Where is the yellow hourglass?
Short for us, Matt.
Between C and B.
Yeah, okay. I got it. 14 seconds, okay.
Glares in 3, 2.
Can you go a little more south if you're fire wheel?
Was it
Yeah.
short or long then?
Short. Yeah.
I just watched you. Thank you. To your sides.
Nice size, what's up?
Good job.
Look at that.
Wow.
I
got
forgot the
shaken
delay,
this.
I'm so sad.
Everybody burst outside of Battle Litany and Tether.
No, Battle Litany's fine, it's just gonna be Tether's a little off. No, Tether is right. Everything's right for battle. I mean, for like raid buffs, but my just rotation's completely scuffed now.
Okay, she's turning. Watch her. And then away.
Okay, it's nothing new.
And we're gonna go to the A side.
Ah! No, it's off. Can't believe that you didn't get hit.
On me and wait for the center to explode.
Oh.
You got it in you?
Yeah.
Go middle.
Goodbye, Prince.
Oh,
I think you can be a little further north, northeast, and west for that.
Die. That's a miracle.
I got clipped by 2 8 rays, what the heck?
Shit's fast, yo.
Getting Mew. And then I'll get trans after.
Okay.
Just heal people.
To the center for intermediate.
Matt, you didn't die because of me, did you?
I did, yes.
Okay. I know what I did then, yeah.
She's not centered, but just treat the center of the arena as center.
This doesn't go through random, does it?
fuck.
Oh, I did what I needed
But
to do.
Spread
spreads
first.
first.
Spread first.
Where is my number?
Oh,
After
I'm
this,
sorry.
we're gonna do ice and arrow positions.
Nice.
Ice and arrow, and then flares and glare
Oh, no.
positions. And look outwards. Look outwards. Gotta
I
let
fucked
you
that
people
up.
center.
Bye.
Were you the stack Taka?
I had
You
to
were- you
stack.
could be- you
My
could be
last one was a
faster than
stack.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what I did. I know what I did.
You can kind of use like the little inner circle top. Like one.
How do you know? Oh, wait, does the Cataclysm always rotate clockwise?
Should we be chain
No.
pulling right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we what right now?
Chain pull.
There's, for the Cataclysm, how do you know which way it's gonna rotate?
It's the light.
Based on the little
yeah.
light.
That's tracing around the edge of the arena.
Oh,
Big brains.
Just like that auto.
Train's just setting his HP to 1 before the mechanic happens.
okay. I don't need the boss to do it, I'll do it myself.
Everyone in. And then we're gonna do a stackathon coming up.
so sorry, Ivy.
You got it?
Okay, you get to res me.
Okay.
But Small's
Taka,
gotta kill you.
no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What happened there?
You didn't stack.
I didn't come in in
Wipe it.
time.
Wipe it. I'm just
And
gonna
then,
start the countdown.
wait,
as soon as we
and
get
then
up.
did Small let Mew get you, or did Small try to get you, Ivy?
I
Can you grab me?
did, but then I was distracted.
Oh, okay. I think if you want to use the bubble on this tech spread fun, I think you'll find it more useful now. So I think the asylum is just going to get us all to full here.
You only
I
got
died.
You know,
the white.
I believe in you, Taka.
Turn around.
right. Okay, we're going to do a stack farm coming up now. Stack.
Alright, recovery.
Be in the star after this. Oh, what's that? Good, stop turning her.
Sorry, I forgot.
Mitigation.
Gotta delay this.
Yeah, you'll see a blind back up.
Oh, never mind, I just use the bubble on the relativities.
I didn't see if it was long. Is it long or short?
I'm using neutral tech where I use consolation, so.
It'll
the
be
neutral
short
tech-
then.
Was it long or short?
It will be short.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Someone was
that
too close.
fire.
Goodbye.
So long.
I was pretty far out with mine.
Was that me that was too close with my fire?
Yeah, I was all the way south.
Okay. I don't know, maybe your south one still hit people.
I don't
No,
think so.
maybe.
Didn't look like it.
It's the scholar.
Got 2 more pull.
Oh, we have like 3 more pulls if we're really quick about it.
Yeah.
You can just jump off now,
more.
yeah.
The only issue with letting the asylum heal up to full is if we have spread first, then people usually get out before the asylum runs its course.
Yeah, I can wait inside.
You might have difficulty.
Yeah. No, I forget that I just have to do a Medica 2 there before. Like, I put Asylum down right now, and then I'll do a Medica before it runs out. So I get the boost from it, a Medica 2 from it.
So you just do it.
Like, right before the Shockwave Pulsar, so that it heals up before people even know what it is.
Do you have a window?
Yeah. I'll explain later. Everybody in. And we're gonna do Spreadathon afterwards.
Get up there.
No, yeah, I'm up here. Sorry.
Bread. Taka, you jerk.
What?
What do you do there, Small?
For there, I just do a raptor.
Okay, cool.
Okay, basic relativity's coming out. Mitigation. Yellow hourglass is on B.
Sure.
Here,
Yep.
yeah.
Party stack and flares in 2, 1. Party center, stack type for ice. Sides. Oh, that's what's happening to you guys.
We're getting the tank one.
Yeah.
Well, we managed it. Scary, but
There's tons of free healing. I don't know what you're talking about, Small. Endless healing.
It's pretty
So then
realistic.
make sure not to have that happen again. Okay, singular apocalypse. Next cast is a turn.
Seaside.
And the seaside is saved.
I did not enjoy that.
Stay out of middle.
Wait for it, and then in. That, and then spread.
Oh,
That's a big ass jump.
I didn't like that.
I don't have anything to fall for in the
Could have been machinist.
turn. Like that.
And Vince, I will, for fuck's sake, I will just take the butt. To the center for intermediate. To the center for intermediate.
I-
Orient yourself to A, know what quadrant you're gonna go to.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be glares and flares first. So glares make the little box.
Where am I? I'm on the complete opposite side of where the boss is. I'm done.
hello, you.
Spread, normal spread.
up?
Hello.
And then ice and arrow.
I am.
I'm
on.
like,
I'm so confused.
Good luck,
Whoa,
friends.
Oh.
There goes the yeet.
well, we live. Except I didn't.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have her center. Sorry, my bad.
Alright, let's do it again.
Yeah, we can
I'm
use
just
it.
gonna do a 10-second timer.
And for that one,
Okay.
Trance, again, you went to the wrong side of her for the flank position. For the
I didn't
spread
die.
after.
Were we missing mitigation then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had bubbled and I shielded. And yeah.
Yeah, I didn't press Heart of Light because I was too busy bemoaning
Thinking.
the placement of the boss.
Yeah.
I know.
It's okay.
And how Vince walks like 2 feet during the 5 minutes he has to move to the butt and then says he can't go any further.
I went super far. I went super far that time.
Vince without to die again.
No, he's not. He's fine. What are you talking about?
Health looks full to me.
No one's nascent.
Right.
Yeah, nascent when you have IR.
Yeah,
up and
I
also-
know. I'm forgetting to do that.
It's okay. I'll accommodate for now.
Is it?
For now.
For
It's a
now.
360 like 2k heal.
It'll be a spread, sorry, after this. Get ready to spread.
Talker, get up there. What are you doing?
I just see you disappear. It's
Yeah, I timed that. I like onslaught right in there.
that's like a perfect example of the weird PS4 shit that goes on.
Okay, mitigation. There's all this mitigation.
Tonka, for the long for ice, if you get it, you can move out at around 17 seconds. Because it goes
Yellow
off.
hourglass. and then should be the furthest back, so it will work. Glares in 3, 2, 1.
In the way.
You said far, Vince?
Yep, far, yep.
Oh, that
the fire.
Bye-bye.
My fire hit the party because I had Doom.
Oh,
What did you get doomed by?
I'm not sure actually.
that means you got double tapped by something then? Did you get by ice and then?
Jump,
I'm not
jump.
sure.
I think
I
I,
guess
think
we
I
don't.
did see Taka not with the
I
snap.
mean, we don't have enough time. Basics at like 2 minutes. We don't have enough time for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taka, you
Unfortunate.
can, if
Oh, I'll
you-
have delay fire. I can go on the party. Right.
Yeah, you can just stack in the party in the beginning. But I don't know if you got hit by anything.
Were
Feel free to
you
repair.
making
Probably
sure,
ice then, I'm sure.
Were you making sure to be on the boss's hitbox and looking forward when the glare went off?
Oh yeah, I got my Doom before that, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he's got double clipped by ice.
I must have got hit by ice.
It could have been
No,
that you
no,
were
it
too
happened
far
right
forward
as
and
the
got-
glares went off.
Oh, well then it could have been
Oh.
the healer baited laser from the hourglass hitting you, or the glare from the tanks.
Either way, I wasn't standing in the right spot. Will not do it again.
Perfect. Trance, did you hear that? That's how it works when someone tells you you weren't in the right spot.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna? What time is it? 12 on
I
that.
wouldn't. Personally, I have a killer headache, and I wouldn't mind if we ended on that, and then people can study intermediate, if that's
Sure.
cool. If not, I'll keep going. But I'm
Not just intermediate. The whole fight.
Yeah, I would suggest everyone study, so we don't have to waste like instance timer with explanations and stuff like that.
yeah. Or even if we just want to take this time and go through it together. that
We
would be
could.
fine.
We
That
could,
would
and
be
then
fine with
you don't
me.
have to stay back if you don't want to. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Okay.
Either's fine with me as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's what we've decided to do is maybe like a quick 30-minute study break or study session with intermediate and dual and advanced. So Ivy will probably need to go because of her headache, but everyone else who wants to go over those mechanics, we can do that real quick so that y'all are less confused by the video and whatnot. So for intermediate, Vince will be pulling the boss to the center, and then we'll be using Heart of Light, Reprisal, and Addle, saying that mostly for myself. Did anybody have any questions about the intermediate placements? I know Taka was a little bit far out for a stack, but then he saw everybody else kind of like we have yet to do it cleanly, but like did anybody have any questions about it? Or do we kind of have like an idea of what we need to be doing? We just need to do it.
I think we just need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty simple, personally, so that makes sense to me. Dual Apocalypse. This actually is worth talking to you guys about because you'll all need to be strict with your movements to help us tanks with the bullshit that is.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
I
Good
think it
night.
would be more
Yes.
efficient to just like sit through the guide that you posted. Let's first.
Well, let's just do that in real time. If people want, we can just go and click on the Dual Apocalypse link. That's in the guides channel.
Okay.
And this one's not particularly like a long mechanic that he takes to go through it. So as you guys can see, if you're watching it, it's the same layout as singular Apocalypse. The only difference is that there's two lights. Well, that's not the only difference, but the main difference is that there's two lights
I
tracing
think it'd
around the.
probably be a good idea if one of us shared our screens, just so we all are looking at the same thing. Do you want me to do it?
If you can.
How do
Feels like I'm in class again.
Yes,
This is
except
what
you're
happens-
learning
this is a
about cool
lecture.
things and not stupid shit like
Yeah, this will help you in the real world.
and art.
Oof.
Just
I
kidding.
will fly to wherever you are.
RIT.
Or Hawaiian history, even more useless. Just kidding.
Hey
Okay.
there.
So you need to make
What are we looking at? What are we looking at?
Do you want no volume? Yes volume.
Where you have
Yeah.
it is fine. It's really low right now. Okay.
Max volume.
So she changes the arena again. She turns, and then as you guys can see, good place to pause it if that's you, Small.
Oh, so the Cataclysm? Do we just always go to the... Yeah, it's always the side with... That's not Cataclysm. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's opposite of where she jumps.
Opposite of where she turns, yeah. And so as you can see right here, there's two lights that are coming out of her, or not out of her, actually, out of the center of the arena that are in a second about to start rotating either clockwise or counterclockwise. So they're both going to rotate counterclockwise in this example. As you guys can see, because where she jumps is north, these two lights moved north and south first, which means that the north and south are going to explode pretty fucking quickly after her jump. So play it through, Small, and you'll see how quickly that north and south explode. Center is off now, and then north and south.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's really fucking fast.
That real quick, Small.
Hmm?
Rewind that real quick to the beginning of it. Okay.
Oh,
Play
okay.
from here.
So those went north and south. They started rotating counterclockwise.
Basically, as soon as Cataclysm goes off, you just move.
The way I keep track of it too is whenever she jumps and that orange AoE comes up from Cataclysm, wherever the lights are then is where you want to situate yourself outside the middle.
For melee though, do we still just follow her and then just stay in the middle?
No.
No, we can't because the middle explodes.
Yep.
Oh.
So we have to go to the side, east, west, then, and then run into the middle.
Okay, both.
It's
Okay,
not always gonna be east,
all of
west,
you,
but
shut the
yeah.
fuck up. All of you, shut the fuck up. So in this example, the lights went north and south first, which means we cannot be standing on north and south waiting for the center to explode, which is why Rin went to the west to wait for the center to explode. It's possible that the lights are going to move east and west out of the center relative to where she's jumping. So in that situation, we would just wait south.
Well, yeah,
the
east,
ranged
west,
would.
relative to her, wherever she jumps.
Right. Where she jumps is always going to be north. So east and west are always going to be relative to where she jumped, which is always north. So what the melee need to do is know which of the two are exploding first, north or south, and east or west, so that you can be on the relevant side of that spoke that we were standing at for single. If the east and west are exploding first, you want to be inside of her hitbox to the north of that spoke. And if the north and south are exploding first, kind of like single apocalypse, you want to be out of her hitbox on the east or west side of that spoke so that you're not hit by that north explosion that's going to happen. There is no tank buster that is happening, no black halo at least. But so for the melee, does that make any sort of sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we can stand on like the northeast, northwest side of the explosion so we don't get hit and then move in.
Not exactly, but I mean, that's generally the idea. For the ranged, you guys just want to be standing on the side that's not exploding first. If north and south are exploding first, make your way to the east and west, stand there. If if Saucy's method works for you, great. If not, I'll just call it out. If east and west are exploding first, just stay in the south and move to the center after the center blows up. Easy. After that, after the center blows up, everyone books it to the center, and you guys basically just stay still because the tanks will be baiting some tank busters that will for sure kill you guys, that one, if you are anywhere near us.
Somber dance, okay.
Yes. So the first one will target the player that's furthest away from her for massive damage and a large AoE. And then Somber Dance or Darkest Dance, I'm not sure which one the fucking one. I don't even know if that one has a cast bar. Will target the one that's closest to her and hit them with a large AoE
Okay.
ability.
So it's
Being that first one, right, Matt?
double drill.
If you want.
What isn't that? Doesn't that make the most sense that you would bait that one?
It doesn't
And
really
then I would-
matter. I mean,
I
why
see.
does
So
what do
why
you-
would it
on that.
make sense?
Okay.
It's okay, we get to AFK in the middle and tanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say like tanks are gonna have it rough, dang, because I have to do this from other group.
Ren literally says at this point, he's like, everybody just stay in the middle and DPS
Mhm.
and let the tanks do it.
Yes. It doesn't really matter which of the tanks does the baiting because it's not aggro. It's just the one that's furthest away. But
who's going to be main tanking like after? I mean, I'll be main tanking after the second one, so it makes sense to me that you would bait the first one, and then I would bait the second one, because then I would have her like in my range.
Vince, if you
know
don't
what
want to
I mean?
bait, I can do the baiting. But we both take damage from the Darkest Dance jumps, so it doesn't matter. Like we're both going to be taking damage, and she's going to be flipping around, spinning, doing whatever the fuck she wants to do.
I guess it's whoever's more comfortable.
First one,
with
I'll
doing
do the
far
second one then.
Sure. So I can do the first one, which I mean, y'all don't need to worry about where I'm going. I've already studied this to hell and back with Xanther, so I know exactly where I need to go and when I need to go there. The rest of the party, you guys, what I'm going to ask is that you guys do a cheat in and a cheat out from the center. So as you can see, her hitbox is pretty fucking enormous. So while you all are stacking in the center, waiting for the Hawk Blasters around the arena to resolve, when I say, like, when it's time for my bait, which is pretty much immediately when she's casting Somber Dance, you guys move on to her hitbox. So that the only thing I need to do is get off of her hitbox. Obviously, I'm going to try to do more than that, but the closer you guys are to her, the easier my job is. And then after she jumps to me, you guys get the fuck out of her hitbox so that the only thing Vince has to do is get inside of her hitbox. And that's it.
Yeah.
So it goes from farthest away to closest?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it does a stack Spirit Crusher or Shell Crusher, and then followed by
Right.
a Spirit Kicker.
Yeah, this one is a
that's
lot
right.
easier than the first one because she can be moved to the center of the arena before this happens, which makes like a proper spread around her possible. And there's no
either.
more blasters. Yeah, so it's much easier compared to the first one, and we don't even need to assign spots. Just go to your fucking clock spots and have fun with it relative to her.
Then
Your
it's the
Protean
easiest
spots.
mechanic in the fight after.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about Dual Apocalypse? Because it's, again, pretty straightforward in
It's
theory,
pretty
but
straightforward, yeah.
the one thing I'll say is
Most
that
of the
it's a
birds on
lot
tanks, yeah.
faster than you think it is. So people are guaranteed going to get hit by shit.
So
That-
you when you said the cheap in or whatever,
the cheat
do we do
in,
it right as Somber Dance is done casting?
yeah.
Is that when it snapshots? Or
No,
No. You want to do it while she's casting Somber Dance.
before it finishes. And
before
then
it
you
finishes?
cheat out
Okay,
after.
sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, so when it finishes, that is a very generous snapshot, but of course, like that, for some reason, is just so difficult to bait on the correct person. So hopefully I'm as good as Xanther or Dark are at baiting this because they didn't have too much trouble. But then again, I was screaming at the party to either stay the fuck in the center and not be wandering around like fucking idiots. Like no positionals, just for the record, and no wandering around just to look at the arena. Like either stay in the fucking center or cheat onto her hitbox and then off of her hitbox when it's time for Vince to bait.
So in this case, it would be like right now that you would want to go in.
That
Or
I would want to go in.
that us
Right.
in the
You all
center
want to
would go
be.
in.
You all want to be on her
She's
hitbox.
casting Somber Dance,
by
we could
this
be in her
point.
hitbox. As soon as the cast finishes, we move out the hitbox.
Yeah. Well, don't say in/out, just on or out, because that's, I don't want to like give you guys too much movement and then you might get hit by the Hawk Blasters as well. So like on her hitbox is a good place to stop so that you don't get hit by the Hawk Blasters that are rotating around the edge of the arena. And actually, Vince, I don't know which one is more difficult because if you're doing the close one, that means that you have to like get away from the party and still be inside of her hitbox and not get hit by the Hawk Blasters that are still rotating. So I don't know what to tell you where to go. I don't know how to like resolve that other than just be there fast.
I'll pay a little bit more attention when we're in what Dark and Xanther are doing, but I feel like I have a pretty good idea on what Dark, because Dark is doing the second one.
No, Xanther's doing the second one. Xanther does the triple apocalypse bait. Dark does the dual apocalypse far bait.
I mean, I think I have a good idea of what to do, but I'll pay attention and see kind of exactly how they move now, because before I was just focused on myself. But
if you want, we'll go over it one-on-one after this because it is very
Okay.
challenging to not get hit by shit. But if you're not sure, just get the fuck in her hitbox and away from the party. And if you get hit by damage downs, you get hit by damage downs. It's not going to kill you. as long as you use a cooldown for the Somber Dance, which you should
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
okay, Advanced Relativity. This one's like,
I
let's
posted a video
please.
with all of them if it's just shorter to go through, but yeah. It has all
Yeah.
the QVs for all the stuff.
For this one, let's please try to
Guess
like
one,
learn
me,
it
honestly.
in the way that I like to explain it, because it's, to me, it's really simple if you
Mhm.
just think about it in this way. There are two. She's gonna again tether two hourglasses that are gonna be opposite each other. And by the way, she's not targetable, so don't worry about that. And we'll just assign priority like Diamond Dust. So Small will get the one that's north or east, and Ivy will get the one that's south and west. And then the light parties move to put the hourglass between themselves and the boss. So go ahead and play it, Small. So as you can see, one light party moves their way over there, and the person with the double arrow debuff, and you can see Rin's party list, he has the double arrow. He goes out a little bit further than everyone else right there to bait his first, to drop his first return poop. After first position, you just look at your debuffs and ask yourself, do I have a glare? If you do, go to the right of that little triangular panty-shaped line on the floor. First of all, that's a good question. Do you all see those little panty shapes on the floor that they're standing in? The little
Tail.
No, it was hard to see.
Is that a
Oh,
little
Little
butt crack
Butt
right there?
crack.
yeah, go back a little bit, Small, to where they initially dropped their first positions. A little bit more, right there.
Some very thin panties.
Yeah, right there. So like, yeah, the 3 is like the left side of the panty, and then the right side of the panty is on the other. It's a little triangle. See?
Oh, okay, I think I see it now. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a pretty
It's a
big
huge
panty.
Massive
Tail.
panties.
It's what, Vince?
Whale's tail.
Something tail. I can't hear him.
Tail.
Just tail. Just tail.
He just keeps repeating
Tail.
Yeah,
tail.
just tail. Anyway, so what is it? The party stays
I was
in the
like,
crotch.
whale tail. Fuck, what is
Whales?
Oh,
Sure.
a whale. Yeah,
Whale
all we're
tail.
hearing was tail.
Oh, a whale's like a fin, sure. Yeah, but I like the panty
Else?
better.
Yeah, the panty is better.
So the 3 people that don't have double arrows stay in the crotch of the panty, and then Rin went up to like the middle of the panty to drop his first position. Then you ask yourself, do I have a glare or do I not? If you don't, you go to the left side of the panty. If you do, you go to the right side of the panty. It's that simple. And you go to like the very edge of the panty.
Does it
So
matter?
what?
Or does it not matter which hourglass you start on?
No. You'll always be
Oh.
doing this relative to like looking out of the arena, since the boss is not targetable anyway. So Rin and his other peeps will go to the left side, and then the one person with the glare will go to the right side. You can see business
Oh no,
associate.
I meant which hourglass they were going to before. Like there's two, or
Yeah,
like
you
there's
go
4
to the
You're going to the
hourglasses.
yellow
You go to the
The yellow one.
yellows.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that made it easier for me was when you're splitting the map for Shiva groups, the hourglasses cannot actually spawn on the east and west. So it's strictly a north and south split. So just think about it like that for the groups.
So you go there for your second positions based on whether or not you have a glare, and then for your last movements, you just ask yourself if you have a fire or not. If you do have a fire, then the last position is a little tricky. But if you don't have a fire, then you're literally just going across to the next panty. So Rin does not have a fire for this last movement, so he's just going to go hop a little bit over to the next panty, and then that's his third position. Um, if you want to pause it right there, Small. Yeah, the people that did have fire for him were the AW person, I believe.
So
So
you just went further out.
he went to the, see that little, like, look at the shapes that are
It's for
not
the
the
intersection
panties.
of the circles.
Yeah, the little intersections of the
non-panty.
create petals, like flower petals from the center of the arena if it was a
Okay.
flower. So if you have a fire as a ranged or a healer, you will go to the tip of the petal that is counterclockwise from where you started. It'll always be 90 degrees.
So I will say though, if we are doing the same thing that we did in basic, me and Taka are flexing, so the positions might be a little muddled sometimes. If me and
No.
Taka are gonna flex,
No, they will not.
because if, for example, if me and Trance have the same one and Taka's flexing like he is in basic right now, I would go to Mew's side and we'd be both ranged. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, looks like you and you need to flex then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Taka's currently flexing in basic.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks like you and me will need to flex, which will make it consistent. Either that or the melee flex.
I don't mind. I can remember to like go to like the melee, for example, if I'm going to Mew's side. It's just that Taka also has to remember he has to go to the outer part instead of the inner part.
No. We'll just make it consistent. You and Mew can flex. There's plenty of
Yeah, that's fine.
time. And if you just want to call it, Mew can
Yeah, I'll
just
call it. Yeah, I'll
yell
call it.
for a rescue if nothing else, and Small can take her over there.
Yeah, I'll just call it when the mechanic starts.
Yeah. So if you're arranged, you'll go to the tip of the next flower petal that is counterclockwise from the hourglass that you started. Otherwise known as left. You'll always just run left. And if you're a melee, pause it right there, or wait for Rin to turn his camera around and then pause it. A little bit more. Right there. The CC that's being currently exploded right now, that melee is in the butt cheek of the petals. So I'll show you the marker when we get in there the next time. Perfect. So right there you can see how the melee is right in the butt cheek of that petal, like in between the two other ones, and the ranged is on the tip of that petal.
Oh, is it always the same petal?
It's always going to be the petal that's counterclockwise of where
You'll
you
always
started.
be able to use the markings on the floor.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is if you have the fire. If you didn't have the fire, then you just do what Rin does, which is just hot panty lines. That's all you have to do.
Is there a reason why no one else is on Rin?
Yes.
Yeah, he has the arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You honestly don't even need to understand the mechanics, though. As long as
You
you
do
remember
not,
the positions, you will be fine.
As long as you ask yourselves those 3 questions. First question, do I have double arrow? Yes. Move a little bit further out than everybody else. If you don't, stack in the crotch. Second question, do I have glare? No, then I go left. Yes, then I go right. And then last question, do I have fire? Yes, then you go to the flower petal, to your spots if you're ranged out, or in the butt crack if you're melee or tank. And if you don't, then you just hop panty lines.
Just to clarify, which of these debuffs is fire?
The one you're hovering, the DPS have it right now, the left one.
Yeah.
It's the one that looks like a little
purple cross.
Okay.
And it'll always be that way. It'll always be that either the DPS have it or the tanks and healers have it.
Yeah, I think tanks and healers are always set in that if tanks and healers have the arrow and stuff like that, they never need to flex.
Yeah, because we're going to split into light parties.
And I'll call if the DPS need to flex.
Yeah. So rewind it back to the start, Small, real quick. So Rin finds his hourglass. First question, do I have double arrow? Yes. I move a little bit further out. Bam. He does a GCD heal while it's happening. And then he says, do I have glare? I don't. So I move to the left of the panty. And then do I have fire? Nope. So I just hop to the next panty line over. And then you end facing outwards, just like we did for intermediate. And that's it. You'll get teleported around the arena and knocked around to where you need to be. And then the last mechanic is a stack. So you'll just stack with the people that you got knocked back to.
Oh, it's individual light party stacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna get fire and like glare. Like, there's only 2 sets of things that you can ever get. Like, you're either gonna have glare or arrow or fire. That's it. Like, you're not gonna have. It's not gonna mix up like in like.
Exactly. An intermediate, yeah, or basic.
Right.
You're just
it's honestly really straightforward.
You're gonna have one of 3 movement patterns. You're either gonna be the one going to the right with glare. You're either gonna be the one hopping panty lines with double arrow, or you're gonna be the one running to the pedal with fire. That's it. Those are the 3 patterns that you have to memorize, and they're all based on your debuffs. And just for clarification, the person that went right with the glare, since they don't have a fire, they do the same thing on the other side of the panty. They just hop panty lines on the right side. So it's really simple for people that don't have fires. You just hop panty lines.
So where that paladin is that where he? Oh, no, that's where he drops off that.
That's the glare.
Friends, if you click the video I just posted, it has every single POV. Like,
all right, I'll take a look.
Let's see that one.
The next time, like before you go to bed, or the next time you take a shit, or like whatever, just watch. I'm just saying, just watch Rin's. Like, just watch this. Like, just watch it. Like, I watched this one time and I came out of it and I was like, okay, I'm good. I know everything I need to do. It's so clear. It's so sexy. Just watch it and you'll be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Can you see this? That's playing?
No, the screen's dark.
I see the YouTube like red bar, but it's a black screen.
Oh, you guys start a new one?
Yeah, Ren's video does a really good job of explaining everything, and I watched it once and I was ready to clear.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually I did the
right.
same stuff in PF. I literally went from I started the fight and I just skipped to a clear party and it was fine.
We're at the point now. We're at the same point that we were in Banana, where like I was kind of the biggest like hang up in intermediate because when we came into this fight, I only studied basic and single, and everybody else
What?
like knew what the fuck was up. So
No.
I like still feel bad to this day because I was like, fuck, man, I didn't know what the fuck was going on in intermediate. That
Was it?
cheat sheet that you guys saw that Fairy made, like she made that solely on my account. Like I know she made it for the group, but it was basically like that was made for me because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But then